Okay, this is my 2007 GMC Sierra 2500 HD Classic. It's got the Duramax in it, and it's got the 6-speed Allison. I really enjoy this truck. I've had it for a few years now. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of it and talk about some of the mods, which ones I would suggest, what I'd say to stay away from, and then some of the future plans for this truck. So, start out, it's crew cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive, automatic. Okay, so let's start under the hood real quick. Just the interior, it's in pretty good shape other than this one spot right here. Okay, so first glance, haven't done anything major under here. The only real mods I've got going on under hood are just basically deletes. So if you come back here, you can see there's a nice open space there, and you get that blue coolant line. It's got an Egr Delete. And then if you come over here, and you look right there, that's where I've done the PCV delete. And so all that's incorporated into that is it's basically plugging off that little hole right here. Normally a line from your valve covers would come straight into there, which goes right into the turbo, and you wind up getting a bunch of hot oil in there. So deleting that's just a matter of there's a couple fittings that go on your valve covers, and you route some hoses instead of going into your intake. Just comes down here, and you wind up with something like this, and it's basically just a road draft tube setup, and that's actually how pretty much all cars used to be. And then diesels didn't run PCV until during the 2000s at some point. I don't know, a lot of Cummins, even 24 valves, still had a road draft tube on them. I think 04.5 was the first year for that on Duramax. So got all that BS deleted and got it tuned accordingly. Nothing else major under here. One thing I do want to point out, right now I've still got all stock air intake. Everything I've seen basically says that the AC Delco air filter is about the best in terms of filtering the air. And so I hate to compromise that. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll wind up getting a cold air intake because I do want to do a Y-bridge upgrade, but I'm fine with it being stock for right now as far as that. So next things as far as engine related stuff, you can't see it down inside there, but do have the 3-inch Magnaflow downpipe. It's going to 4-inch exhaust, and we'll run around the back here. Got the fast filter sticking out. So I've got it mounted just where the directions say to mount it. And this is the 95 gallon per minute pump. I went with that just because my goals on this truck, I'm not looking to make this a race truck. My goal with this was just to make it the best tow rig / work truck that I could afford. So I wanted something that was going to increase the reliability. That's why I wanted the fast pump, just to take care of the injection system. And basically in the directions, when you're picking it out, you want to get one that's appropriately sized. So I didn't think I was going to need the 165, which was the next step up. So coming down here, you can see I got the 4-inch going up to the front there, and then it goes to the downpipe. As far as suspension mods, the whole thing's got the it's like a 2-inch or 2.5-inch leveling kit from Supreme Suspensions, and then I've got the Hsp Traction Bars. I put those on after I did the lift, and the main reason was with it lifted up, there was just enough axle wrap or whatever that you could hear it was like the slip yoke was hitting on the end of the tranny there. Every time you take off, you'd hear a little noise, and I put these on here. If you're going to lift something especially, I'd really recommend putting these on there, or if you're planning on really hot rodding it, it just makes it basically to where your axle can't rotate, it can't pivot, and takes a lot of that out of there. There's probably cheaper options out there. I do think the Hsp was a little expensive. I think it was like $700 for this kit, but they look nice and they have been a good product good product so far. So okay, so with the lift I put on the 20-inch Moto Metal. I think they're MS or MO962s. They are a negative 24 millimeter offset, and then I'm running a 305 55 20 Nitto Terra grapplers on there. I've really liked these tires. My friends have had some of these, and my stepdad had some of these before I got them, and they're quiet enough and they get really good traction, and they're not like, they don't vibrate like some of the real meaty tires, so I really like them. Okay, last major mod I got is I've got a winch, and this is the 12,000 pound Harbor Freight one. I don't anticipate using this a lot, but I have been stuck one time on this truck. I don't ever want to be stuck again, so I got some money, got the winch. If you look online, I couldn't find any kits, and I put this on about a year ago, so maybe something's happened now, but I couldn't find any kits that would let you mount this without getting some big, you know, fabricated bumper. There is a kit for the half-ton ones. It's a little chintzy. I think it's made out of 1/4-inch steel. It was like, I can't remember, it was $200 or $400. It was pretty expensive, and it was made by Rough Country, but it's not for this truck. And so if I bought that, I would have had to modify it. And then from what I can see, after all that, it would mount the winch like kind of down here, super low. So I did some measurements. I bought the winch first off. I just said it, put it on here one way or the other. We've got to buy a bumper, we got to buy a bumper. But I put it up there, took some measurements, and decided that it was going to be possible to fit it in the space behind the bumper there without having to do anything major, really. And then I made some templates out of cardboard, cut those out, put them together, got them welded up, and I think, yeah, we made it out of 3/8 steel, so it should be good and stout, and it looks awesome. It fits great right there. You can barely tell that anything's been cut or screwed with. Before there was just like a knockout panel there, so it's not like it's blocking airflow, because that was blocked off to begin with, and it works really good. I've used it a couple times. The only other little thing I've done to it is put this, it came with the cheesier hook on it, so I bought this one that comes off like the Apex series or whatever. It was like 15 bucks on sale one day. Thought it looked a little cooler. But let me see if I can get up behind there and show you. It's just, let's see if we can get it to focus here. Just got a plate along the bottom there. It came out super clean. And to reach the little thing to disconnect it so you can freewheel the winch, it's just right here. So as long as you can reach the front of the truck, you can grab that if you have to. Or you just use your power out function and extend it that way. I did buy the wireless remote too, and then I mounted the control box right here. So if I decide to use the wired one or the wireless one, just plug it in there. You're ready to roll. So, mods I would recommend, definitely deleting EGR, PCV, that garbage. It's not really doing anything except sending more crap back into your engine. The lift I just did to make it look cool. Wanted some wheels and tires. If you're going to do a lot of towing, I mean, that's not going to help you really. Traction bars, if you lift it, I'd definitely say get them. I think they look cool too. Some people don't like them. And then I would 100% recommend, if you have a diesel, putting the fast pump on. You're getting the extra fuel up to your engine, which keeps the pump from starving for fuel, because normally the pump on the engine is actually sucking fuel all the way from the tank. And then B, you just get the filtration. So, all right, let me shut the hood here. Take this thing for a drive. Okay, last thing real quick before we drive it, future plans for the truck. You can probably see the paint's crap on this thing. I think it's been repainted before. So paint's peeling on the doors, hood's screwed, the bed is trashed. I mean, it looks okay, but it's just rusted out underneath, and it's starting to come up from behind the fender flares there too. So my plan is, and I'm going to document this on the channel here, we're going to build a flatbed for this, and I'm going to do it a little differently. The plan with it is it's going to be as low profile as possible. And if possible, I'm going to try to use the existing gooseneck that's in it. I like this flip over style. I've already got it, and it's a BMW. The one thing I'm going to try to do that most flatbeds don't is have it to where I can keep that. Because most flatbeds just have that trap door there that lets, you know, you open it up and there's a ball that's recessed down in there. I like this because you can use different attachments in there. If you want to put a fifth wheel in there, they've got an adapter that goes in here. And they've got that for that other style I was talking about with the recessed ball as well. But that didn't come out until just recently, and so I've got a feeling that the chances of getting a used one are going to be a little bit better on something like this style. And new, those things are like $1,000, so if I can use one, great. The other thing too is, like, I had a bale spear before that hooked onto the gooseneck in your bed, and it's got to be flush with the bed or maybe just a little bit above it. Like if you have the rail system, you can't use that on one that's recessed. So that's the plans. Flatbed on the back here. Once I get that on there, I've got some other toolboxes I want to put on. You know, I'll show you when we get there, but the plan is we'll still have like a pickup bed. As far as the boxes will be the sides instead of bed sides. So, okay, let's take this thing for a quick drive and call it good. Got the tint mod, 5% all the way around. Okay. So it's actually really quiet. I had the factory downpipe, or sorry, I put the 3-inch downpipe on pretty much from the get-go when I got this truck. But I had like the factory system after that, just had the muffler cut out in straight pipe. And I had a tip on there. It was actually pretty loud just like that, but I put this 4-inch system on, there's no muffler or anything. And the exhaust note itself is a lot quieter. The turbo is definitely louder, but that's about it. Which it sounds pretty cool driving it. We'll roll the windows down. That's one thing I really like. Once I got the tune, you can tell just instantly the turbo spools a lot faster. And when I got it tuned, it was literally, I didn't tune it myself. I just paid a guy to tune it. Just 'cause it's a little cheaper than buying all the crap. So, but I drove up to him, he hooked his laptop up, it took about 10 minutes, got the thing tuned, and it was awesome. Because, you know, I had just driven it, you know, a few miles to get to the guy's house, and then I took off. I mean, there was a night and day difference. So, it's a nice driving truck. Nothing crazy. And I mean, even under pretty good acceleration, it's not real noisy. One mod I would also like to make, and we're going to do pretty soon, is whether we put pillar gauges or do some kind of gauges up in that cubby up there or something. I would like to get a boost gauge and pyrometer. That Banks iDash thing is pretty cool too. I just don't know if I really need all that. I really just want to see the boost and pyro. So anyways, thank you for watching, and there's more good stuff to come, so stay tuned. Thank you.